Makhosini Henry Xaba, well better known by his stage name Jonina, is nominated in the Best African Adult Contemporary Album at this year's South African Music Awards. Well, this is for his current album titled 2020. The current project focuses on calling for humanity to coexist in an environment of tolerance. To date, Jonina has released more than 20 albums while working with more than 50 South African artists as a music producer. And now to tell us more about his journey and new album, he joins us now to tell us more. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Good to see you. I feel like you don't age.
I'm load shaded. It's becoming a new topic that we must write about.
You know what? We have to live with it. Eh?
It's terrible.
Our lives are like this.
It's terrible, yes, ma'am.
How does it feel to be recognized for a summer? Does it finally feel like all the hard work has been worth it?
More than anything, the excitement that I had when Michaela called me and said, do you know that the album is nominated? I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Your album is nominated.
Yeah.
And for me, I just said to her, a nomination is like a recognition of a job well done. And I want to believe that that's what we've done so far.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Let's talk about the album 2020.
Yes.
What's the inspiration behind it?
The album originally was supposed to be released in 2020.
Right.
We started it in 2018. 2019 we were about to complete it. And then 2020 COVID happened.
Right.
And it was then difficult to complete the rest of the production because we could not meet. We had to record, like the song that is playing in the background. We had to find Zakwe from Potchefstroom to do his part. We had to find Professor in Devon to do his part. And it was mostly about collaboration. And it took us longer than we expected. And when we finally got to release the album last year in November, I thought we can still try, because the good thing about good music is that it doesn't age.
Yeah.
It just stays there, it just goes there, and I'm excited. I'm very happy.
How is it doing? I mean, you released it in November. We're in July at the moment, 3 months for it to settle in.
Yes. You see, for me it's different now, and it's difficult to actually rate how my work is doing because it's this new world order. It's a part of load shedding. Now music is all about downloading, and to be downloaded you also need to show yourself and your visibility in social media, which is not my favorite. But I'm trying my best, and for the few that have came across the album, they are very excited. They are happy. I mean, we got the greats like Fana Zulu, Brathemba Mkhize, Brakaya Mahlangu, the Soweto String Quartet, Soweto Gospel Choir. So we managed to try and put it together as a cream of our heritage.
How would you describe it? Because I'm listening to all the people that you worked with on the album. I mean, there's also Tukes. You also mentioned Zakwe.
Yes.
How would you describe the sound on the album there? If you've even worked with the likes of Brathemba Mkhize?
I would say it's an African platter.
Right.
It's an African platter based on the sense that music has evolved so much. It has grown, it has changes. I mean, now we're talking mostly piano. We're talking the different kind of hip hop, which is now called trap or something. And within this album, we've got lots of the elements that will remind them all who are here today that this is where it comes from. Mainly just to document our own history, because we hardly do that for ourselves, and I think it's about time that we put it in one album and it's like a book of its own.
Why was it important that you keep your identity the way we know it, the classic Jonina that we know?
I'm about to start my own party. My own party is going to be called PPA, Progressive Party for Africa. I'm sick and tired of everything that's going on. It's making me sick. And things are not growing the way I would be hoping that. So for me to be here and stand by what I believe, it all begins from Ubuntu. And all I want is to preserve everything and anything that our forefathers have left for us. But we're making a mistake. And we just get taken by modern life and forget completely.
What is music according to you right now as you sit here?
It's a pain.
Yeah. It pays the bills too.
It's a pain. Music is beautiful. There's changes, and it's time for it to change, you know, because we grow up with different mentalities, different approaches in life, and I think the youth got it easy this time around because you just use a sample and you sing about it,
Yeah.
and it's a song. It's like Bamba Ngugie.
Yeah.
Bamba Ngugie.
And you have a whole song.
Yes, it's been happening for years. But music for me is life. Music for me is what I am. Music for me is what I believe in. And music for me is the ultimate heritage you can ever think of.
Yeah.
Because from where it began till today, music is telling its own history.
Yeah, and I imagine with every project that you work on, it comes with its own lessons.
Definitely.
What is this one? What lessons came with 2020?
2020 gave me a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Snege, bambelela. And also to work with different musicians and get to understand what happens in our minds as musicians. Some of them, walk into the studio with, he's pompous, this one.
Yeah.
It's like, cancel him. No, we can't. But it just taught me a lot of diversity,
Right.
more than anything, to say we are different human beings and we approach life differently. But at the end of the day, we need to find that meeting point to make sure that things that we call collaboration happen.
But how do you then decide? You know, you've got a song and you said, no man, I think Tux would work better on this one, or I think Azakwe would work better. Do you know what I mean? How do you
Yes.
then decide which musician to collaborate with on what particular track?
Normally, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
You know, like I get into the studio, here's an idea, write it down, and I think about it, and it's like, what? This is a beauty. But man, I'm doing it alone. It's boring. And then it comes to mind, or maybe I phone Professor, what do you think? And then he says, but maybe we should also get Zakwe.
Right.
Then it jams. In Duke's cases, we were shooting a video already of a song that we did with the Soweto String Quartet and the Gospel Choir, Soweto Gospel Choir. So while we were doing the behind the scenes, the guy who was shooting the behind the scenes says, Dukes would be so excited to be here.
Yeah.
And I said, I just have a song for him, actually.
Right.
And then we called him and it all came up like that. It's when it comes to the bass players, for me, it's a standard to work with Fana Zulu because
Right.
he's been the greatest for a long time.
And it doesn't get better, hey?
And nobody has been talking about him, and I'm worried about it, you
Yeah.
know, which is part of saying, let's document our own history because our heritage is more crucial to us than anywhere else in the world.
All right, Jonina, thank you so much. Good to see you. We look to more music from you, Jonina, talking to us about his latest music. Well, the album is called 2020, and he's also nominated in the SAMAs for Best African Adult Contemporary Album.